Long live your idols, may they never be your rivals. M was like Jesus, and J wrote the Bible. And what you're about to hear are some thoughts from within. Yeah, this J.
Welcome to Trace Padres, episode 6. We've got a fun and interesting episode for you today, specifically talking about Marvel and DC.
Woo!
We're going to jump right in here and go on to the specialty beer.
Oh, the specialty beer of today is brought to you by Fat Orange Cat. It is called Remember the Beer. No, I lied. Remove the beer from the bottom of the ocean.
I think they're local too, right?
Dorchester, actually.
Dorchester?
Dorchester.
Dorchester.
It is a New England IPA, 7.5 on the ABV scale. Matt, nice pour. Matt's first good pour for the episode.
Thanks. Episode 6 and only took 5 others.
Only took 6 episodes.
Why is there a diaper?
Oh, we figured it out.
Bam!
Was that it?
That's a prop. Listen, as Trace Padres, I feel like having a diaper on set just made sense. So this is
Shout
Levi's.
out Levi.
Levi's diaper at, apparently he's a 4.
Big man.
Little butt.
White cocoa.
Little butt, big balls. So, all right, Trace Padres.
Better for.
I'll say as he
As I
spills it.
And you just used me as a napkin.
Oh, but you're taking way too long.
Listen, don't hate on the
The
pour.
audience just left
Don't
this
hate.
video.
Don't hate on the pour. Don't hate on the pour.
If you hate his pour, hit a like on the YouTube.
Don't hate. Don't hate the pour.
That was too
We can't
extra.
cheers this. Sorry. Cheers.
No,
everybody.
let's drink a little because I'm in the middle, so I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah.
any of that.
Cheers.
This is Trace Padres.
Okay.
It's cloudy. It's good.
Yeah, it's cloudy. It hits real good.
Yeah.
It's got a fruit flavor to
Yeah,
it.
so I
The
smelled
label,
citrus
the
as I
can
was
didn't.
pouring
The
it.
can didn't really tell you a lot about
No,
it.
it did not.
No, it just said New England Pale Ale.
Yeah, it tells you really nothing.
7.5.
But that's not always a bad thing. Cause
No,
it
let's
kind of
us
forces
figure it
you-
out. So let's figure this out. I tasted orange.
I
tasted
smelled it.
like
I smelled the
the
citrus.
finish
as
of
soon
a
as
blue
it-
moon
Yeah.
with the
I
IPA
do
flavor.
like reading the stuff sometimes.
No, the little
You
story.
know, give me a little story.
Yeah.
Give me a little something to.
Oh, they're definitely missing out on branding here. So the pink text is hard to read on the can. 100%. Aubrey, you actually messed it up right when you're trying to read it. It's a crazy text. It's not popping.
No.
It's
It
a good.
blends in.
It's a good label, but
It's a
sometimes
very long
it's a good
title.
idea.
It's a very
Yeah.
long name too.
I just like to have it like, hey, this is what we have. This is what we thought about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
what
is how we
what
came up with
It's
it.
Yeah, they put more time into design than the branding and the marketing.
of the actual.
Don't
product.
get me wrong.
Also, is the brewery Fat Orange Cat? Or is that the name of the beer?
I think it's Fat Orange Cat Brewery,
brewery.
and then the name of the.
No,
that would
it's
be
not. Fat Orange Cat is gonna be the name of the beer, I think.
So what's
Because look,
remove the
Dorchester
bottom-
Brewing Co. is the brewery.
Okay, so then what's
So,
the name?
so see what we've already decided. It's confusing.
So I don't even know what the name of this beer is.
So I think it's Fat Orange Cat which would make complete sense. It also has an orange flavor to it.
Now is this the blurb?
But wait, hold on. But what's about the blurb?
Remove the beer from the bottom of the ocean.
Is this all I needed then? Is this it?
It might, by the way, this might be their label for every can. They might fill the bottle up with something different and change the name.
I can't.
We'll have to look it up.
I can't.
We'll have to look it
Dorchester
up.
Brewing Company, hit us up. We would like to correct this.
We would like to
love-
understand this.
And we
let's say that. I don't want to correct.
We're gonna put a landing page up for Dorchester Brewing Co. I'm gonna put a link to their site. We can figure it out.
What's the ranking? I'm gonna have another taste before I rank it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, the cloudiness. I
Okay,
don't mind.
so the name of the beer is for Fat Orange Cat. I'm not sure what this blurb really is, but it says brewed and canned by Dorchester Brewing Co. in Boston, Mass. For Orange Cat, distributed by 12% LLC.
Give me
So-
the rank. We'll figure this out. We'll
for
figure.
Fat Cat.
We'll
All
figure
right,
this out.
we going rank 1 out of 10, or we going rank 1 out of 5?
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10.
1 out of 10. Give him a little range.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a
Overall.
I'm gonna go with a 7. I like the cloudiness of the beer. I think the flavor rounds off good. There is an orange hint to it, so if the name is Fat Orange Cat, they got the name right. I like it. I would definitely drink it again, which is why I think it's gonna flow into 7. I feel like anything below 7, I won't drink again. There's so many other beers out there that are
Yeah,
better.
but at that point, what do you give it? A 7? 7.5?
But if there's
That's 7.
That's borderline. You're either.
Right,
You're
It's a
either
C. It's a C.
You drink it
Yeah.
if it was on the menu and you had nothing else to drink.
Yeah, I drink it on the menu, or it depends on my mood. First of all, this is an IPA because a New England IPA. This is an IPA I could drink right after mowing the lawn. It's light. It
Yeah,
is.
it's
It is.
definitely
I don't know
after
what the
you-
alcohol percentage. 7.5.
You have a writing more?
Do I have what?
You have a writing more, right?
yeah.
I don't want to hear it. Yeah, I'll drink a beer after sitting on my ass for an hour. What are you ranking it?
I'll probably put it in the same category, probably like a 7, 6.5, 7. And I say a 6.5, I think, and I'm saying overall, just because like I probably wouldn't have picked this up on a regular basis if I was walking into like a liquor or like a package store looking for beer.
Who picked this beer out?
Actually, I know this is gonna sound really bad, but my son did.
Yeah, I wanted that. It's actually great because we're Trace Padres. We've engulfed ourselves with our sons.
Yes.
However, you let your 9-year-old.
I let him choose it. I said, hey, you see all these beer right here? And he said, yeah. I said, pick one based off the label. And he said, any one I want? I said, pick one, any one. And that was the one he chose.
Well, Superman, I like this beer. I will drink it again.
I may
At
or may
6.5,
not.
I wouldn't.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not like.
See, here's the situation. This is not going to be the only IPA on the menu in 2019.
No, right. That's what I'm saying. That's why I said 6.5.
Here's the deal. I will. Hey, Fat Orange Cat, remove the beer from the bottom of the ocean. I'll have one. Will I have another? That depends what else is on the menu. It's not terrible.
No, it's not bad.
I like to switch it around. If I find something that's mind blowing per se, keep it calm. I think a 7 is good for you guys. That's your baseline per se. Anything below a 7 you won't have. I have a little bit more leeway because this is falling on the mid average of beer. So you either have like your 5.4 all day IPA beers where you can, that's the bottom of the spectrum.
Yeah.
For a 7%, it's not terrible. It's not terrible. I've had better beers. I'm gonna give it a 6.
Yeah.
6.
See?
Okay.
And
For me, the only reason I can't drink 6s on a regular basis, on a 1 to 10, is because there's probably 300 beers that I've had that are 7s.
But exactly.
So if I need to mix it up, I'm gonna go to one of my 7s.
There's so many other 7s that I feel.
But we're ranking it.
More
We're ranking
enjoyable.
it on right now. They get bonus points for the label.
But then they lose points.
They
for the
lose
description.
points for the label. They
Yeah,
lose
the label is nice looking.
The
But
label is nice,
The
but
label is not descriptive enough for what
No.
craft breweries are putting out.
No, absolutely
You
not.
said you liked the story. You didn't
You
get
like
any
the
kind of.
story. You
That's
like
why
the-
it's a 6.
That's why
That's
it's
why
a
it's a
6.
6. Okay.
I literally.
I wouldn't pick it up. As I said, I would
Hey, now
not.
that we're lower, by the way, cheers up, Trace Padres.
I would not.
You're really dragging behind.
I'm
I'm not sure he can actually give a 6. He's taking a sip.
Ooh, if it was an 8, I'd be drinking more. I do like to read it as I'm pouring a beer, and I like to. Hey, this is what we thought about it.
You taste the orange though, right?
I do taste the orange.
Which means you should like this one. I know you used to like orange in your beer a lot.
Hold on. So here's my question: do you think that, considering the orange hint or taste or flavor, would you consider throwing an orange slice on something like this?
No, too much.
I would put an orange slice. in
It
this
would be.
beer.
It would be a bit too much for me.
Too much for you? I mean, I'm excessive, so I probably would. All right, Ronnie.
Is the keyword excessive or elitist?
Excessively elitist.
Excessively elitist. Ooh, that's new. That's gonna hurt every time. That's gonna hurt every time. I won't let it go.
Well, we tried it. You try it. You let us know.
No,
we let you
seriously, Fat Orange Cat.
I'm
I
not
really
mad
want to know.
I'm not mad about it, but I
How's
would
that?
really like to know more as far as the can goes.
Tell me.
Just a little
Tell
bit.
me what's up.
Give me something. Hey, we were sitting out in the pasture, got hit in the face with an orange slice, thought about making Fat Orange Cat, because then a cat ran by. I don't fucking know. You know what I mean? Like,
That's like the brewery in.
give me something. I don't know.
There's a brewery in
Give me
Colchester.
something.
It's not. Maybe that's not Colchester, but it's right outside of town.
I think it's Hebron or something like that. No, Lebanon.
I'm talking about Fat Cat
Yeah,
Brewing.
yeah.
I think it's up. I think
That's
it's up
what
towards Geronimo's there. So I think it's
That's
actually
what
Westchester.
that's what I thought.
That's what you thought it was. No, it's not. But that's Fat Cat Brewing Co. This is where is Dorchester, Mass?
Yes.
Dorchester, yeah.
Massachusetts.
So is it Dorchester? Or is it Dorster?
You people figured it out.
We're the cockies.
Hold up, cousin Paul.
Cousin Paul.
Cousin Paul, can you leave us a comment in there?
Dorchester?
An audio comment? Is it Dorchester? Is it? Because
Dorchester? That's
He's. You know what? I want a response video
Like
from Cousin
Haver?
Paul. I want a response
like
video from Cousin Paul.
Haverhill is Haverhill.
what?
Oh yeah.
Peabody is Peabody.
Peabody. Yeah, Peabody is Peabody.
I don't get it.
not to discriminate against people from Mass and Boston, but you guys got to figure it out. You guys got to
Yeah, so
get with the program.
so-
You
so-
Southerners too.
a couple episodes from now, we're gonna run down. We're gonna have a printed list of all of the town names, city names in Massachusetts, and we're gonna take turns reading them and determining what the actual pronunciation is. I think that'll be really fun.
That's fair.
That'll be cool. So we came up with a new idea.
I'm in
We
for
came up
that.
for next week.
I'm in.
Yeah. So you got it.
I'm gonna butcher a couple of names of some cities.
So Ronnie, why don't you go ahead and take us into the episode?
Awesome. So
What you got lined up,
I was
bro?
thinking during the
So
week.
awesome. Thank you, Matt. That's great.
So
I'm Ron Burgundy,
segue.
and thank you for the segue.
Segue.
super polite.
Segue.
As we segue into the topics of today. So
Let's do it.
we're doing some questions here.
All right.
I want to hear your thoughts. You have not read what I have on my notepad.
We have
at
not.
all.
No,
And I want to know what is your thought? Marvel versus DC, movies, comics, characters. I'm big into it, so I just wanted to
Yeah.
get your points of view. You guys have seen all the movies, but you guys haven't, like, when you see the movie, you see the movie. You're not really looking for Easter eggs, or I don't know any of that.
Why?
yeah, I definitely look for the Easter eggs. I
I
think
was-
I learned
I was
about them probably
raised-
3 movies in is when I realized that that was a real thing.
Yeah.
That it was a connected tissue.
I'll also
Yeah,
pause you.
I
I'll also
didn't know
pause
that.
you for a second. Ryan Reynolds failed me as a superhero forever, and now is not arguably, 100% my favorite superhero. Green Lantern is a movie we should never speak about, and Deadpool is a movie that everyone should see and don't bring your children to.
Agreed.
And it's phenomenal. And first of all, as a marketer, the marketing that Deadpool puts out,
It's
their
easy.
billboards,
It's
For
so
one and two. So
it's so phenomenal.
So here's the deal. We're gonna go with Matt. He started talking first. He wanted to.
I usually do.
He wanted to
Spread his wings.
flamingo.
Chest pop,
Excessively.
chest pop.
Excessive.
Excessively elitist.
Okay.
Say that? No, go ahead, Ronnie.
Excessively elitist.
Okay, thanks.
So-
you kept pointing. I'm like, he might not be able
Well, I said the first right.
he might fumble this.
So give it to me. Marvel, DC. Do you know the difference? Favorite character from each. Tell me about what you.
I don't
like
think
and
I
what you
know.
don't
I don't
like.
think I know the professional difference. I'll tell you my own opinion. What I've seen
We can have a conversation.
in Marvel and DC, for me, the only difference I've seen between the superhero characters in the movies, DC's a bit darker than Marvel. Marvel's more happy, more like
I've
more
noticed that too.
Yeah, and by the way, that might be Hollywood. That might be Hollywood doing it to me on the movies.
I don't think so because I mean not to cut you off, but like I remember growing up and my dad being a huge DC like comic books. Like I grew up on a lot of the comic books from like Superman, Batman, Justice League, all that stuff, and even the cartoons and stuff. And they all have relatively like looking back and thinking back, they were all relatively a dark kind of like not sinister, but like overtone to a lot of the situations that issues that were
but then you
going
have
on.
like the Flash on DC.
That's
and,
like
and he's a child.
completely different. You know what I mean?
He's 20s. He's like 20. You know. He's
Yeah,
not
but you
20s.
got like
What about
Bruce
Shazam?
Wayne. Bruce Wayne
Bruce
was
Wayne's dark. Yep, Bruce Wayne's dark.
dark, dude.
Superman's not
Justice
dark
League-
per se, but
he
it's not
is.
not the light, you know.
So Matt
Feel.
has something a little. He has a take. He has dark versus lighter tone in the movies per se. What do you think?
I agree. I have to say, well, as it's gone on, because a lot of what's happening right now per se, in movies wise, for Marvel, it's getting pretty dark. It's getting very bleak for a lot of those who are like superhero advocates.
So I know both of your favorite characters. Period. Basically, because I named you guys. Well, as part of my wedding. Party per se. Bachelors, not bachelors. Groomsmen.
Yeah, groomsmen in your wedding. Yeah.
I gave you guys specific attributes depending on who you were, where you were on the spectrum.
Agreed.
And I gave you Superman. Can you give me a little bit why you Superman guy?
I think because, well, one, my middle name is Jarrell, so that has a lot of connection to Superman.
Well, it's
being
Jarrell,
that-
not Jar-L.
but the
Not
actually,
Jar-L with an E on the thing.
actually, it's spelled exactly how his dad's
You
name
want
is
to
spelled.
hurt him with?
Hold on, no. Here,
Really?
you want to hurt? You want to hurt? Here,
I mean,
let me correct you.
No.
Wait, hold on. Let me correct
I'm
you.
hosting today.
Ready?
I'm hosting
That's
today.
fine. Here, ready? Here, let me break it down
It's
to
not
you.
Joe.
Break it.
No, let me break it down to you.
It doesn't have the little thing on the E.
Superman's father's name is Jor-El. Do you know how Jor-El is spelled? J-E-R-R. Do you know how my name is spelled? J-E-R-R. Okay.
Carry on.
L is the house of Superman, which is the crest that they have, wears. It's the crest of hope. L is spelled E-L-L. Guess what? My middle name is spelled J-E-R-R-E-L-L. So if you want to talk about people's names who are supposed to be towards their characters, trust me, I'm above Superman. I'm his fucking father.
He's above.
Wait, I heard an F-bomb.
Ding.
Okay, so
So,
again, tell
with that
me,
being said-
is that why? Do you like the character, or is it because
Well, he
it
grew up-
just
he
happened?
grew
Well,
up
I
being
grew
able
up.
to-
I grew up being able to have a connection to
Got to
the
relate.
character. Not to mention that was my dad's favorite character. My dad was a huge Superman, so that was something that I always grew up on, either Superman or Batman. Like that was always the tandem. being
Okay,
what it
and
was.
what do you like, DC or Marvel?
I mean, now me more so. I like Marvel. I'm a very big.
But Hollywood did that to you, right? Because there's
No.
just so many better movies out there.
Not
and more
even.
availability.
There's more. I think there was a more selection of character. Like you have more superheroes in the Marvel universe that I feel were more prominent than they were in DC. DC, you have Justice League. Like if you don't know if you don't really pay attention to DC, you don't know anybody outside of.
Well, you have
Justice
to be a little more hardcore.
Yeah, DC Legends.
Yeah, right,
and Disney, who owns Marvel, just purchased Fox, who owns
all of the CW.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Deadpool. They own the X-Men, all that.
Yeah,
so
they're basically rounding it up and getting everything back.
correct.
Because I believe they sold. A lot
They
of
sold
those
it to make
licenses
that
off.
money
Yeah,
back.
yeah.
So okay, so and I know you are you're a Deadpool guy.
Yeah, I think this is actually an interesting story there. I think you won name me as Deadpool, but for me, my favorite superhero forever, growing up, everything. Deadpool was not really the thing back then.
Of course not.
He's
But-
close. He's close to moving that Jenga block again.
Yeah.
I was Superman my whole life.
See?
My whole life, but I cannot relate personally to Superman at all.
Because you're an elitist, and he's more humble than anything
But what
else.
I can tell you is my personality. My personality is Deadpool.
Yeah.
Like I straight up fit the
And
role.
I introduced that to you, and it fit. It fit.
Oh yeah, like when I saw that movie, there were multiple times in that movie. I'm like, that's that shit. That's that shit. And if I had,
Unapologetically rude.
yeah, but also
But real.
And,
Like real. No, I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yes, always.
But God.
Damn, you have to say it like that?
But like it was so funky because Deadpool's an anti-hero, right?
Yeah.
And for me, like I have a big heart. I'm out there.
You're
I'll
very-
help anybody.
You're very anti-hero.
But I'm also like, nah, I don't.
He'll tell you you effed up.
Yeah.
No,
you fucked up. Now I gotta bail you out. Oh.
See, I tried. I did my part. You effed up. And here you go, fucking it up.
Remember last week's specialty beer?
Someone
Can you
didn't.
pass me the
Someone
Let
didn't
It
drink this
Fly?
week.
That one right there.
Give him something. He's gonna have to take it. I'm tired of your shit.
So yeah,
Oh God. Okay.
you fucked up.
So that's pretty cool. So
That's
you guys,
pretty cool.
So you guys are leaning more towards Marvel. My thought, per se, Marvel does make better movies.
Agreed.
They do make 100 times better.
you
Like
think-
I leave, but
Hold on.
DC.
Wait. Before you finish that statement.
I
Is it
need
because-
to finish my sentence because
okay.
I said DC
Let
made
me
better
finish.
movies.
He sat patiently.
No, go ahead,
He
go
sat patiently.
DC makes better movies. No, fucking A. Marvel makes better movies, but when DC makes movies, it's really for the hardcore fans, and
They stick to the storyline.
they stick to the storyline. No, I mean Marvel does it too. I am not either DC or Marvel. I am a
Comic book.
I am all in.
I agree.
What was the question?
No, hold up. No. Before Aubrey gets in there, because I think that's a good thing to bring. When you were a kid, was there
When I was a
a
kid,
side that
when
you
I was
picked
when
better?
I was a kid, it was all DC. Batman
Me too.
animated series. There was the Justice League. It was just
Straight
available on Cartoon
And
Network
I think
where Marvel wasn't really.
Yeah, so as a
Marvel
kid for me, so one, DC owned the marketing back then.
Yeah, they
But
were on
also for
Cartoon
me,
Network.
I didn't even
all the time.
understand as a kid. I was ignorant to DC and Marvel. I didn't even know
Like the difference?
I wasn't brought up. like that.
Although I
I didn't like cartoons. Like I was a weird. I was
DC all the way, but Spider-Man
So Spider-Man had you the whole time.
no. I mean, it was Batman. It was
But that
it was
I feel
Batman
like
and
those were the
Spider-Man.
more- yeah,
those
so
were my two favorite
when you were-
characters.
So you were split as a kid, but DC was.
Saturday
I was
morning cartoons?
again.
Saturday morning
Again,
cartoons?
we can have this conversation 100 times out of 100 times. I will not pick a side. Chips are in.
Saturday
Yeah, but
morning
when you were
cartoons,
when you were a
had-
kid, it was
Batman Beyond.
primarily
The
DC.
Batman animated series,
Yep.
and it was Spider-Man.
Yep.
I see.
My question to you was: you said that Marvel makes better movies.
They jumped in first.
What makes
They
Marvel?
went all in first.
What gives Marvel the upper hand that DC doesn't have? Because I feel like there's a lot of good.
No,
like,
they're-
Aquaman.
No,
the Superman movie, even Batman versus Superman.
Yeah, but remember
Justice League,
but they're
Wonder
out, they're
Woman.
out with these when Marvel's already put out 12 others.
I know.
I'll tell you,
And
okay,
now
I'll tell you
Marvel's at what,
I'll
20?
tell you
But
what.
I'm saying, what makes Marvel
The
so
Man of
successful?
Steel, the movie alone by itself, The Man of Steel, the whole story, the way they shot it, everything, is better than half of the collection of movies that Marvel has. But guess what? To those 10 movies that Marvel had, they only had one Man of Steel.
And then
Where I saw Man of Steel and I was
Yeah.
like, wow, they
And
really.
Suicide Squad hasn't
wait.
come out with a second one fast.
Wait, do you remember when we went to go see Superman of Steel in Lisbon in the D-Box?
Yeah.
That movie, I'm not gonna lie to you. That movie at that time, I was like, why can't I be a fucking Superman? It was honest. It was really. I have to agree with him. That one movie set the standard for how superhero movies need to be.
But right now, Infinity War is coming out in 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and
For the record,
we
can't get fucking tickets anywhere.
dude,
Yeah,
you
by the way,
gotta buy 'em, you gotta buy 'em.
Captain America has how many movies right now?
2.
3. How many does Iron Man have?
3.
How many
4.
Well, I guess the
Hulk
Hulk has one, but Hulk
Hulk
switched
is
a
everywhere.
lot.
Hulk is everywhere.
Spider-Man switched a lot, but Spider-Man, and then you got the Spider-Man universe. So you got all these movies, right? So like, I thought Suicide Squad was a massive success. I really loved the movie.
I didn't like it at all.
I didn't
I
think
know
it was a success
you weren't a
at
huge
all.
fan. It was a success to me.
Harley Quinn though, Margot
they-
Robbie.
They didn't pop a second one.
I'm married.
Matter of fact, the only time they have done a second one, actually, Superman. Yeah, Superman did get the Superman with the same actor got the sequel. Yeah.
No, but it wasn't
Batman's
even-
the
but
only
it
one that
wasn't
really
even-
is actually pumping.
No,
them out.
Yes,
This-
I agree.
they
In
can-
DC,
they can
Batman
make-
is the only superhero that has had.
They turned
success.
Batman into like a James Bond series where
Yes,
it's like one guy
dude.
does
That's
three,
the thing.
Yes, dude.
does three movies
Yeah.
and then moves on.
That's the
Batman-
thing. And I prefer.
Batman Begins, Dark Knight Returns, and
No, the Nolan trilogy. The Nolan trilogy.
Yes,
I prefer it to be that way, where it's kind of like, hey, don't try to connect it all and just do your own movies. I saw Shazam yesterday, and it was great. You know why? Shazam did his own thing. He was his own. It was his own movie. It was his own movie. Guess what? I saw a bullet from that got shot to. Well, this is a spoiler.
Turn the episode off if you don't want
I saw references to other characters that did not have to be connected into the movie to make the movie
Good.
a good movie.
Okay.
Whereas Marvel, my wife and I have been seeing all the movies leading up to Avengers Endgame, which is in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So my wife and I are big into that. We're married for a reason. So we're watching them all, just so that when it comes, we're like, she's forgetful, so she has to rewatch them. You probably have to rewatch them because you missed little things here and there.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably rewatch them because I want to.
Yeah.
But my visual memory, I can play back most of those movies.
Yeah.
scene
Or
for scene.
maybe Joe. Joe may need to
100%.
yeah. Like
Yes,
there's people that you need to rewatch them.
yeah.
Like
Only movies Jill doesn't have to rewatch is Guardians of the Galaxy. It's her favorite superhero.
I
movie.
love-
Straight up.
and guess what? They did a fantastic job.
coming in late, and really
Fantastic
owned it
job.
with a big cast.
Nah, dude, not even
But-
late.
but-
They
but-
came in right on time in my
But
eyes.
to-
I feel like they was perfect.
But to
timing for
finalize,
every-
because they need to bring that cosmic stuff into.
yeah, to the Marvel
Yes.
universe.
So that when you see Thanos and Iron Man
And-
in a
and
different
other-
planet,
yeah.
you're not like what?
Why are they there?
Even though they had Thor. But to
Doctor
just
Strange,
round it to just round it all up, I love the characters from DC, but somebody's not doing their
Marvel
job.
is
Some-
packaging way better.
Marvel wraps it up in a bow.
Yeah, they are
gives it to
packaging
you.
it
You
way-
pay your $20. I don't know how much people pay for their movie
First of all,
tickets.
Marvel is and we're not going to segment right now, but Marvel is the iPhone, and DC is the Android. You think? Wait, hold up. A new Galaxy S phone comes out, right? Just hear me on this.
listening.
A new Galaxy
I don't
S
wanna
phone
hear
comes
it.
out.
I don't want to hear it.
A new Galaxy S phone comes out. They don't have a line waiting down the block for it. By the way,
He's about to
iPhone can release
Set this shit
iPhone.
on fire because you know he's right.
Yep. iPhone can release
They do.
iPhone.
Yes.
Check it though. Check it.
Listen to this.
iPhone can release iPhone 11 today, and 1 week later can release iPhone 12. And guess what? The same people that waited all night for iPhone 11 will come and wait for iPhone 12.
And you know
the
that
same thing
shit's
is
right.
for Marvel.
You know it.
Marvel
You
right
know it.
now they can
Right.
put out movies back to back
If
to
they
back,
put, if
and
they
the
put
same
out, if
audience
they
will
put out
wait.
another Marvel Avenger, here's, I'll give you
they
a
put
perfect
out
example.
Marvel
No.
anything.
I'll give you a perfect example. Ready? If Marvel was to take the Avengers, Infinity War, Endgame, and split them into 4 movies, you know, you and I
100%.
both know,
100%.
people would be there for all 4 movies.
I will be there for all 4 movies, but I cannot handle that take.
I'm right though. If I'm gonna compare it,
Matthew is elite.
if I'm gonna compare it,
I'm just saying.
I gotta say Marvel is the and Marvel did
I
what
have to
Apple
agree
did.
with that.
But that's a
they
completely
built
different
loyalty
conversation.
Behind
They built a great brand. They
That's
found a way that they were going to present your characters to you, and
No, they did a great job. I can't get
started with Iron Man.
I can't
They
get
dropped you. The way they gave us Iron Man with Robert Downey Jr. started the entire Marvel movement.
No, it was actually Captain America.
No, hell no.
I mean, the movie came
Hell
out first,
no.
but it was Captain America.
No, it was not. It was not. You're gonna tell me Iron Man 2 didn't change your thought process?
No,
and how
what
they
I'll
do
tell you
Marvel?
is where Ronnie's thinking more in depth, and because I agree with you, Aubrey.
Chronologically.
But Ronnie's thinking more in depth where when Captain America and I forget the name of the first one.
Captain America, the first
Winter
Avenger.
It was the first.
Is that what it was called?
Yes,
that's
yeah,
what
it
it
was
was
called.
called, yeah.
The title of that movie, and when you saw Tony Stark's father and everything like that, it brought it all. It started the franchise.
ripple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but yes, Iron Man came out
Yes.
first, and I think Iron Man was their test, proof of concept.
Yes.
And then I think Captain America
Iron
was
Man
there.
2,
Was
and then
there?
they
Let's
hit
see if this is really gonna
Talk
take.
about
Yes.
the best all-time casting for a movie role, and there has been plenty of fantastic roles.
Well, the crazy part is keeping
Iron Man,
them all together.
Iron Man,
They kept the game together.
Iron Man is Robert Downey Jr.
Straight up. Not like a typecast. He can
Captain
still
Marvel.
play. He can still
I mean,
play
not
other
Captain Marvel.
things.
I have to say, the way they've casted for Marvel in general.
Oh, I thought you said Captain Marvel.
No, like Marvel in general.
Ronnie's about to go off.
No, the way they've casted for Marvel in general, as far as characters fitting their superheroes and looking the part, Marvel has hands down nailed that.
Except for the Hulk, they have like 3 castings for the Hulk. I'm not happy with it. 2 castings.
But were they settled? I thought they settled right.
No, they settled with Chris.
Yeah,
Ruffalo.
that's what I'm saying. That's what I mean. Like once they
Who
figured
was the
it
first
out,
one?
that's-
Erica.
I don't know.
No, I don't even know.
He's
It
lame.
was, yeah, it wasn't.
I actually liked that Hulk movie. You know which Hulk I really liked?
The first one that
No,
they ever did.
I did like the first one, but
Where he was fighting the
I
dogs?
really
I
like
need
Ed.
to look at it.
I
I need to
really
look at it.
like Ed Norton. I hadn't seen him in a while.
With the one,
I
is
hadn't
that the one
seen-
where
I
he
hadn't
fighting the
seen- I
dogs?
hadn't
Where he fights
seen
the
him
dogs,
since
the
Illusionist.
mutated dogs.
Which Illusionist was phenomenal, and
Phenomenal.
Ed Norton is phenomenal. Ed Norton's a great actor. Anybody that's
He
watched
is.
American History X,
Yes.
you gotta give it.
He fucked it up.
So I think I liked the movie for Ed because it was Ed. But if I had to say a green hair, what is the fucking Green Lantern? A Green Lantern lookalike.
Lantern.
A Green Lantern lookalike would be Ed Norton's Hulk, because it didn't stick. It didn't stick with anybody.
So
I liked the movie only because Ed Norton was the actor.
what's
I like Ed Norton.
What's your least favorite character? Both sides.
Ooh.
Least favorite?
Least favorite character I can give you mine from Marvel. Not because
I think we need to break this down into Marvel and DC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Least favorite character for Marvel.
Least favorite character from Marvel. Aubrey, I'll let you go first. When this
Ant-Man.
runs through my brain.
Ant-Man?
Ant-Man.
Oh,
Not
I
because
fucking love Ant-Man.
Not because-
I fucking love
Hold on.
Ant-Man. I'm sorry. That's why. I love Ant-Man.
Why did you let him go first?
Not
I know.
because
I'm sorry.
Why?
Cole Beasley. I'm
Cole
sorry.
Beasley!
I knew it was gonna happen.
For those of you who haven't seen the episode,
Paul Rudd's amazing.
he thinks
yo.
he thinks Cole Beasley's elite.
Elite.
I never said Cole Beasley was elite.
That-
the word
Those are
Cole
words, but you put him in the same
No,
category
no.
as Edelman and Elite.
Oh Jesus!
in
You
position
too?
wise.
Edelman's not elite.
Time out.
Edelman's Elite.
Edelman's not Julio Jones or Antonio Brown.
By the way, and has more rings.
He's in a different system. We'll say that. He's in a system with cheaters.
Oh God!
And,
Yo,
and-
God!
and we'll leave it alone.
Let's not segment too far
Paul!
on the Patriots.
Paul!
He hates the
I
Patriots.
see you,
It's cousin
Paul.
Paul. It's cousin Paul.
It's cousin Paul. Cousin Paul, I see you. Watergate.
Can you not make those mouth noises, please? Those are going to come through camera, and they piss me off.
He has what's the disease called?
Name it out.
A disease?
I don't know.
I do, yeah. Disorder.
Oh, I didn't talk
Meso something.
Mesophomia.
The mouth noises.
Mesophomia.
Yo, we can do a whole episode on it.
Matt has mesophomia.
I don't think it's mesophomia.
All right.
We'll look it up.
It's the smacking of lips. You've
The
heard about it.
reason
You
why-
eat behind
The
me,
noise
I lose my shit.
when people make noises with their mouths, he has a meltdown. Is a disease.
Meltdown.
Is a disease. Some people can't.
All
even
right, so
do
your
anything.
least favorite character is Ant-Man.
And not because he's the least or what have you. Personally, he's just not a character who I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go be Ant.
All right, I've come to my answer. I've run down every Marvel movie I've watched, and I'm gonna tell you straight up. When it comes to Marvel or DC, I now know 100% that I'm Marvel. I love them all.
Yeah.
Straight up. No, straight up. So I went down to the Avengers, right? So the Avengers is where I had to start. So I started working on the cast of the Avengers,
love
right?
them all.
I worked down to Black Widow. I worked down to I'm having a mind blank
That's
on
what I'm saying.
the Arrow.
Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. I'm trying to figure out all these characters that I might not like. You know what? If I had to put one in,
That's what I said. If I had to put one in,
if I had to put one in, I might go Doctor Strange, but I actually love him. His shit's dope. His shit's dope. Like I got it.
I love it right now. I love it right now.
I'm really trying to break it. I'm listen. I got
And
deep.
you guys
If I got to Hawkeye,
So tell me who in these.
You laughed at me for Ant-Man. You can't even come up with one. I put Ant-Man out there because I'm
that
like,
means I'm straight. I'm honest.
Like-
if you said Ant-Man was your least because it was hard, you actually do like him.
Like,
then
I
you just
do.
straight up lie. Then you just straight up lie.
I'm
That
not
did-
lying.
that-
Like,
Ant-Man-
if I had to put him in a top 1 through 10,
First of all, first of all, you also have Michael
He's
Douglas
still in
in
the top
Ant-Man,
10.
and he makes the movie.
Okay.
So,
Okay. So who's your least favorite then?
least favorite 1 through 10. If you ever
No,
put
no.
somebody
Oh,
else
no,
in,
no.
So
you had
if
to.
I had to pick through all the movies, which one would I?
No.
Which one would I-
Yes,
which one would I
yes.
look for?
You can't
Yes.
come up with it whether it's DC or Marvel. Just give me your least then.
Yes, whoever
All time. 'Cause you're-
whoever is someone who is like, that would be my last.
My
resort
least
choice.
favorite character across the board is only because there's only one person that should have played him right, and can't play him anymore, and that's the Joker.
Heath
Heath
Ledger.
Ledger.
It was an amazing Joker.
I can attest to that.
Without Heath Ledger as a Joker, I can't see the Joker the right way anymore.
Agreed. Because I seen
And I'm sorry,
other
Justice
people trying to
League,
be-
that version,
no.
that realm of the Joker, that wasn't for me. Not Suicide Squad.
Yes,
sorry.
yeah.
So Jared Leto's Joker is your least.
Jared Leto's Joker was my least favorite. I thought it went Heath Ledger, then it went Jack Nicholson, then it went.
Well,
then
Jack,
it went
yeah.
Yeah.
So my least favorite is I was gonna go with Black Widow, but she has a booty. And
She's also phenomenal.
no,
Yo,
she's-
in that
she-
scene when she's
No,
when she's duct taped to a chair and she takes the phone call,
Here's-
she's like, I'm
yes,
just playing around with that.
yes.
And she fucks shit up.
Here's my problem.
Jesus.
Here's my problem with that. There's an invasion coming from space, coming down, tearing up New York, etc., etc. They put her down when they're panning against all the heroes. They have the Hulk. They have Iron Man. They have Captain America. They have Hawkeye, who I have a problem with, and they have that's it, and Thor.
Yeah.
What is Black Widow going to do with a little ass gun?
She messes shit
Nothing.
up.
She was gonna be my least favorite, but she has a booty and she gets a pass. So it's Hawkeye.
She was there. She was fucking shit
So it's Hawkeye.
She was there, and she was tearing it up. Come on!
I can't get that.
Come on,
I can't. It's not Black Widow because she has a booty and she gets a pass.
So it's Hawkeye?
It's Hawkeye.
So Hawkeye and his bow and arrow
Yeah.
gave you more of an
Sorry, I finally
You guys
figured out
laughed
my
at
least
me.
favorite
Man.
Marvel character because
Twice.
you helped me break it down. You helped me break it down that I could pick an actual actor of
Contribute.
character, right? So my least favorite Marvel character is Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man.
Into the segue.
Wow!
Into the segue.
Into the
Into the
segue.
segue. You don't even know about this.
I didn't.
So, Spider-Man. big fan of Spider-Man.
All right.
Always been a big fan of Spider-Man. Spider-Man has been amazing to me. You know why? He's a little guy. He's a little guy. He's a friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. You know what I do sometimes with my emails at work? I type out in my email, hey, the network's gonna be down, restarting the servers, everything's gonna be fine in set hours. Your friendly neighborhood IT guy. Because Spider-Man's the friendly neighborhood IT.
And you know our friend Jeff, Big Jeff.
Big Jeff.
He has T-shirts made up, FNBG, friendly, because when he was
Neighborhood black guy.
Yeah. So when he first moved into his area, I'll be quick on it. When he first moved into his area, he was walking telephone poles for exercise, and all the neighbors were like pulling back the blinds, like a 1950s movie, like because he's in like a super white neighborhood.
He's up there.
And he is dark. I mean, super dark. And so he has
Jeff,
his shirts made,
Jeff,
friendly neighborhood.
You're coming on, Jeff.
You will
You're
be
coming
on this episode one.
So Spider-Man, we have Tom Holland, we have Andrew Garfield, and we have Tobey Maguire. Have you guys seen all of these movies before I ask the questions?
Absolutely. Yep.
Yes.
So, my worst Spider-Man has to be Andrew Garfield. The Amazing Spider-Man. I like his wit. I like Gwen Stacy, even though, what's her name? Who played Gwen Stacy? She looks like a cat. She was in Superbad.
No, I know that Emma something.
Emma Stone.
Emma Stone.
Sorry.
I knew.
She
exactly
looks
what
like a
you're
cat.
talking about. Emma Stone, you look like a cat. I'm sorry.
Cute, but still a cat.
No
So-
booty, no pass.
No booty, no pass.
No,
She does.
no.
She does get a pass for the movie Superbad. She does get a and Birdman, but she sometimes looks like a dirty cat.
was garbage.
That's an opinion. So my least favorite was Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man. That movie, those three movies.
I actually think you're bugging.
I think so
Those
too.
movies are it.
I think so
Tobey
too.
Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. First of all, Tobey Maguire shouldn't even be ranked.
Oh,
It should go Garfield.
God.
He cried. Yeah, and that
He
meme
cried.
has
Yeah.
become.
So Spider-Man 1 was good. Spider-Man
No.
2 was and Spider-Man 3 was garbage. Fine. But the first Spider-Man, the first time I saw him in like
Amazing Spider-Man.
1990, no, 2001, 2001 or 2002, that shit blew my mind.
It hadn't come together.
That shit blew my mind.
As a package yet.
But the top Spider-Man has been Tom Holland. The
Absolutely.
new Spider-Man.
I think we all hands down
owns it,
agree with
yeah.
that.
He is
I think
very-
then it goes Garfield.
He makes Spider-Man very realistic.
I think then it goes Garfield, but Garfield is an independent film, not attached to. I don't think he would have done well with the
He
Avengers.
never struggled with the things that Tobey Maguire had to struggle with. Tobey Maguire was a geek. Tobey Maguire was a loser.
Tobey Maguire was a straight up bitch though, and even when he was Superman and had all the powers, he stayed a bitch.
That's fine.
He also didn't humble himself at all when he was Spider-Man.
You know what? You're right.
I'm gonna let Matt take this one.
I know you're right. Tom Holland is the best one. The other one sucked. Period. We'll leave it at that.
I could at least get on board with that.
I can't.
Because I'll tell you, Garfield could not have joined the Avengers.
I don't like. I didn't like his hair. I didn't like.
Ah, damn! What the fuck did his hair ever do to you?
I
Shit!
didn't like his hair.
He was witty, but Spider-Man needs to be.
Like I said, as its own movie, as an independent movie not attached
Yes,
to anything,
yes.
I thought it was a lot better
I
than the
think-
Tobey
listen,
Maguire ones.
I like the Tobey Maguire.
Hold on.
There's a special place in
The
my
ones-
That was one of the.
You were a baby back then.
That was one of the first superhero
Amazing
movies like I
Spider-Man
saw
1, 2,
in
and
the
3.
theater that I.
One, two,
that-
listen, that I think that
Tobey
collection.
Maguire was afraid of being typecast. Guess what? Tobey Maguire, you're typecast.
I-
Everybody
I
knows you
agree.
as, oh, that's that dork that played Superman.
No,
or Spider-Man.
He cried though. That's the problem. That's the one problem I have with Tobey
He
Maguire.
fucked up.
Listen,
He
I
cried.
don't think that.
He was
I
kind of
don't
weak.
think that the Tobey Maguire version of Spider-Man.
Which one was a better Tobey Maguire? Not Spider-Man. Which one was a better Tobey Maguire?
Neither of them.
So Tom Holland's good.
Tom Holland's is Spider-Man.
None of the.
I
first
can't.
of all,
I think
they
Andrew
did the-
Garfield. Hold on. I
They
think
did the same thing with Iron Man that they did with Spider-Man in this cinematic universe, where
But I
Tom
think-
Holland is Spider-Man, and I can't see anybody else being
But
Spider-Man.
see,
in
that's
the
how I
future.
felt about Andrew Garfield. I thought Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
I didn't feel that way.
I didn't like him.
I didn't feel that. I like the movie a lot.
Yes,
I like,
and
I
that's
like
why.
The,
That's why I was like,
the
oh,
movie
this
a lot.
kid-
I
You know
couldn't
what?
see
You know what?
him- I couldn't see him
Emma Stone.
attaching to the Avengers.
I'm sorry. The connection that
Listen,
you
when she
guys
smacked
pulled
her,
together.
listen, when she smacked her head on that concrete, I was shocked.
Oh.
I'm not gonna lie.
Spoiler alert.
I'm not gonna lie.
Spoiler alert.
No, if they
Emma
haven't seen the
Stone.
movie by now, that's
Listen,
on
if
them.
you haven't seen Amazing
If you
Spider-Man
haven't
2,
seen that, that's on
if you haven't
them.
seen Amazing Spider-Man 2, you are
Yeah, because
behind,
she,
dude.
Because she went down all the way down.
All
and
the
we're
way down. And I was like, oh, he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. And she,
All right.
smack. I was
Hold
like,
up, though. I gotta chirp in only because we're talking
Oh.
about it. I need to know favorite character that played, and don't speak up real quick because I'm gonna finish this Tobey Maguire too. That played Batman. Hold up.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you right now that
So
Tobey
I-
Maguire in 100 years will never be recognized as a Spider-Man.
no, unless you see
I
the
don't
movies.
believe Garfield will either.
It'll be
But
Tom Holland.
Holland
It'll be Tom Holland.
will.
If he continues to play,
know
him,
why?
yes.
You know why?
If he continues to play.
30 years
You know
from
what?
now, the Avengers is still going to be a thing.
I'll tell you a story. I'll tell you a story. So when this was a year or two ago, when I first saw the trailer for the Avengers, Captain America: Civil War. You guys have seen it, I assume. And there was a trailer. It was one of the last trailers, and the trailer's happening, etc., etc. And then at the end of the trailer, on the roost, and then Spider-Man comes out. Nobody knew Spider-Man was in this movie yet. Spider-Man comes out, takes Captain America's shield, and he's like, "Hey guys," and the eyes move.
Yes.
I was like, I shit my pants. Because there was no, hey, Spider-Man's gonna be in this movie until that trailer came out, and I was like, holy
You didn't know that
shit.
Spider-Man was an Avenger before that?
I tried.
He was an Avenger. I don't think he realized
No,
that
no.
they were actually going to successfully bring him in.
I try to stay away from
Well, see,
as
I
much
know-
as possible.
I was really big into the comics.
But then I went to the movies, and then Spider-Man is an Avenger. I know he was an Avenger. I didn't know they were gonna bring him into the movies.
Remember, it's still Hollywood. They can do whatever they want.
can
yeah,
do
that's true. That's true.
I didn't
And
know.
they have.
They will.
And Spider-Man it's not Homecoming. Well, Spider-Man
Yeah,
Homecoming.
Homecoming.
That was fire.
I thought it was too.
And this new one is gonna be fire. Every single movie they put out,
What did you think of
It's gonna be
Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse?
that was one of my favorite Spider-Man movies.
I agree.
Period.
Me too.
Have you haven't seen it? Get with
You
the
know,
program.
you know me. I'm not
Yeah.
animated. I
Oh,
don't really fuck
it
with.
was-
I don't really
it
fuck
was-
with
it
animated.
is
And
good.
it is fantastic.
Fan-fuck-tastic.
It is really good.
I'll check it.
So
out.
they have
I'll
this.
check it
They
out.
have this. So I'll just give you a synopsis without spoiling anything. So they have Spider-Mans from different universes.
I'm a big fan of the Flash.
Yeah.
So I
So
get,
they
I got,
you have the multiverse.
yeah.
And they have a Spider-Man who happens to be Hispanic, Puerto Rican. I wish he was Dominican.
one-
I wish it was
no one-
Dominican.
no one knows you love
I
him.
wish
He
he was
is black. Let's be honest.
Yo, he's-
You can call him Spanish.
he's-
You can call
he's-
him
he's-
whatever you
he's-
want.
he's-
In this world, that man is colored. Period.
Oh no, we don't say that no more.
He's
We don't say colored.
He's black.
Continuing on.
He's black and Puerto Rican. I wish it was Dominican, but it gives it a new twist, and I love it.
Honestly,
I
here's the
loved
other
it.
best part about
I
this.
loved it.
The other Spider-Mans from the other verse.
But let
aren't
me
anything like
check it out.
If-
Let me
I'm just
check it out.
saying.
If all like I said, it's available. So
Yeah.
I'll watch it tonight.
It is.
I will watch it tonight.
Jill would actually like it too.
They love. They
She's
did
not
a
watching
very
it. She
good
falls
job.
asleep every time we watch a show.
Watch it like
I'm retired to watching
watch
shows.
it at 3
You watch
p.m.
it in
I can't do
broad
that.
daylight.
He's crazy. Ted Diaper, it's crazy.
In
I need
broad
to answer my
daylight.
question. I want Ronnie to start this. I think it's important.
Okay,
Favorite character that played Batman? Favorite actor that played Batman?
that's extremely important.
Christian
coming from
Bale.
him.
Was it? So Christian Bale ranks number 2 on my list.
Well, it
You're
has
not, you're not gonna like my
Ben
first.
Affleck.
And
is my,
you
well,
s-
Michael Keaton.
That's right.
No, Michael. Well, he
Michael
has a special.
Keaton.
He has a special place in your heart.
He was my childhood Batman.
Me too.
Yeah, and I really liked him. Now,
But
am I correct? Was Sean Connery a Batman?
At one point.
Yeah, but now
Was he any good?
Now he's huge.
No, I mean,
like he was old. But
it was
he
at the end of the
super
Michael
young
Keaton
Batman.
era. So the Michael Keaton had.
No, it
like,
must have been before Michael Keaton.
no. It was like
100% must have been before.
No, it must have been before.
It probably was the 60s. He was probably a 60s Batman. Michael
in
Keaton
the
was
gray and black.
Michael Keaton was a 90s
Gray and black.
Batman.
Yeah. Because that was when Michael.
No.
That was when
What
Batman
Sean
was
Connery's
black.
old. I'm also a
Yes.
huge Sean Connery fan.
Sean Connery was
What
Batman.
about
He was Sean Connery, except for I'm having a mind blank and I shouldn't, but James Bond as he is today,
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig was good.
is,
Daniel Craig
is
is
the best James Bond now. Before him, it went Sean Connery for me
Well,
because
you don't-
he was a dope.
Listen,
Bond.
I wish it was
Sean
Adam.
Connery was James Bond.
And then it went Bronson. What's his name? For 007.
Yes, but that was the difference. I
You
feel
know
like
what Bronson's name is?
with the one with Holly Berry was one of the episodes. Was
That's
one of the
Bronson's.
movies.
That's Bronson's. Yeah.
I mean, Halle Berry.
First of all, there's
Yeah.
no Halle Berry. Booty pass.
Booty Pass.
But Catwoman.
Booty pass is the thing.
No. I personally like Anna Kendrick as. I mean, not Anna Kendrick.
Anna Kendrick has.
There's
Not
nothing
Anna
wrong with
Kendrick,
Anna Kendrick though.
No, nothing wrong
No
with Anna
booty.
Kendrick.
I love her.
Yeah,
I love.
but-
I
Anne
love
Hathaway.
her. I love her face.
Yeah. She,
I'm a married
she
man.
doesn't.
Anne Hathaway
And
as
is arguably-
Catwoman.
No.
Yes!
She's still Princess Diaries.
No,
Anne
man.
Anne
she's
Hathaway. Anne
as
Hathaway.
Catwoman.
She's also
Anne
my favorite
Hathaway-
actress.
Catwoman?
Anne Hathaway is like a secret crush.
As Catwoman.
Wait, hold up.
Yo,
hold up,
man.
Hold up.
As
Hold up.
Catwoman.
Hold up. I need to pause real
As
quick.
Catwoman?
We got to sum this episode up. So I need to know because my whole adulthood, from 17 on.
He was fantasizing about Princess Diaries.
I just watched Princess Diaries that night and then DVR'd number 2 and then watched it the next night. Like I will watch Anne Hathaway do anything. The French prostitute movie that she did.
Oh my God,
hurt me.
Layla
It hurt me
Mariz?
because I didn't want to see her do that.
I mean, Nama Riz was.
I'm a huge Anne Hathaway crush, straight up, and Emmy Rossum, who you guys probably don't know, but Emmy Rossum. Oh, actually, Shameless.
Yeah,
that's where everybody knows her from. I knew her from Phantom of the Opera.
I've seen.
Phantom of the Opera with Gerald Butler.
I didn't know that.
She was
I've seen her breasts.
Christine.
I've seen her breasts.
Emmy Rossum,
Yeah.
they're out there.
They are.
And Shameless.
Can you send me a link to this, please?
Shameless.
World.
You never seen Shameless?
Oh,
Okay.
hold up. No, Shameless is. Shameless is.
Rated R.
Shameless on. Is Shameless on HBO?
Yeah, it's
Or
Showtime.
Showtime. It is. Yeah. Rated
Oh,
R.
so now I think I need to
Get
watch.
with it.
I never watched Shameless because she was a fucking crack whore for
Nah, dude.
for a minute.
No, listen, it gets better.
Let's keep it moving.
Okay.
Let's keep it moving. So, what are your
All right, so
thoughts?
favorite Batman. Hold up, we didn't finish the favorite Batman.
Favorite Batman. You said Christian Bale.
Mine's Keaton then
Keaton.
Bale.
Mine's is Bale.
It's Bale and then Adam West. We gotta give credit where credit is due.
Adam West, I'll give it to you
Adam
just
Wee.
because.
Adam Wee.
Whatever.
Now, what about? All right, so
Adam-
before we
it's
move
West,
on, and
but-
Ronnie, I know
It's like Tarjay. It's like Adam Wee.
No.
I know you want to move on, but real
No.
quick, because I really liked. Not that he ranks top, because I've only seen one movie from him so far. But I really liked Ben Affleck.
I did not.
And I
did.
thought he was going to
Well,
fail. I thought he was going to flop.
He needs to complete it. He needs to do something else. He needs to complete it. I need him as a standalone.
You need him to do what
I need
Bale did.
I need him as a standalone. I need I need to finish. But
I also watched The Accountant the other day for the first time.
That movie is sick.
What did you guys say? What did you guys say? That movie's on fire. That
Lit.
movie was on fire. I say lit. I got you on that. It's dope, it's lit. It's on fire.
I say fuego sometimes.
Yo, man.
Fuego.
I see. I only know Fuego Picante food truck in Hartford is fantastic.
There it is. Shout out to Fuego Fantastic.
Fuego Picante food truck, phenomenal. It's always on Flatbush Ave and next to Walmart, shady area of town.
But
Best.
All right.
Yeah.
And there's that.
So-
there is that.
So
Churros.
as part of the conversation, we're talking about how well, let me just bring this out. I don't know if you guys know, but Disney has acquired Fox.
yeah.
So now Marvel Studios, the people who are making all these fantastic movies,
Lit movies.
fire movies,
Fire. Movies
Fuego.
on fire.
these all these Fire Festival movies are now getting
That was a good one.
Deadpool, and they're getting a whole bunch of characters,
So
including
we're finally gonna get more than two. More than two. X-Men in
No,
in a Deadpool movie?
we're gonna get a collective X-Men movie.
Will
It's now the X-
Ryan Reynolds still be
100%.
Deadpool?
as long as
You
they-
can't.
as long
in
as
my
they-
in my opinion, you ready for this? So we've seen Batman's come and go. We've seen Spider-Man's come and go. We've seen Superman's come and go. Okay, etc. We saw the Hulks come and go, but they all flopped.
We cannot
All right.
see Iron Man come and go, and we cannot see Deadpool come and go.
I don't believe. Yeah, first of all, you can't put another body in Iron Man. Not for 40 years.
He's gonna-
Not till people being born
Yeah,
today
yeah.
can't see it.
Endgame theory, someone's gonna die.
Yeah.
Endgame theory, it's not Tony Stark.
All right. Let's not even fret on that right now. You cannot replace Deadpool. You cannot replace Iron Man.
Hold on.
Ryan Reynolds
I saw
is
a video
Ryan
the
Reynolds
other
is
day.
Deadpool.
Somebody was interviewing Chad Boswick about Black Panther and the new Endgame movie, and she was like, so can you tell us about what happens or like what's going on with your character? And his response was, I'm dead. And she was like, yeah, we know that, but like, is there anything else that's gonna happen? He goes, I got snapped.
First of all,
I'm dead.
Black Panther made too much money not to come out with 2, 3, 4, and 5.
No.
But you have to understand,
It's so much better than Black Lightning on the CW.
The CGI,
absolutely, bro.
the CGI on Black Panther was disappointing.
What?
The CGI on Black Panther was disappointing.
So I didn't notice. Maybe I was too in depth with the movie. I thought the story was on point.
What?
I also
And we
thought-
all knew it was
first of all,
CGI.
was-
Come on, we're living in an art.
Who is Black Panther's father? Who's the actor's name?
I don't know. the
T'Chaka?
answer. No.
Who was his fa- Was it James Earl Jones?
No.
No, it was
No.
not that.
It wasn't.
No.
I just want to tell you before we move on. I want to thank James Earl Jones for not dying.
I'm so
Before
excited
the
for this
Lion
Lion
King-
King movie.
before the new Lion
I'm
King
so
came out.
excited for this Lion King.
Because if he
It
died,
better
it
be
would
good.
not. The Lion King would have flopped.
It
Yo.
better be
Listen,
fucking everything.
I want to thank
It
you.
better be everything.
Listen, for the Lion King movie, for Aladdin,
Aladdin, I'm not excited
That's
about.
Will Smith, right?
I'm not excited about that. I'm not.
I
I
think it's gonna be
hope
on
so.
fire.
I hope so, but I'm just not. I don't know. I'm not.
see, why can't you just go? Like,
I'm gonna go.
either you're gonna go or not.
No.
And if you're gonna
I
go,
don't-
stop hating.
I'm not. I was born in 1990. There's no other choice but to go.
So, all of these movies, can I have one at your leisure?
Which
I
one?
didn't mean to be snappy. I'm sorry.
God,
sorry.
I felt violated, yo. His
I
hand was-
realized
First of all-
right away. I realized right away. I
First of
didn't
all,
mean to be
Joe
snappy.
Biden's hand was on my thigh.
Can I
Joe
have-
Biden.
Can I have something else? I didn't mean to be snappy. I'm sorry.
Ooh, what's that?
Turbo Dog.
Yo, Joe Biden's hands on my
So-
thigh. Can I get a beer, please?
So for all these movies, I'm going to tell you right now, and this is the only time I'm going to tell you. I'm going to send a single text. If you don't reply in 15 minutes, I'm buying the tickets.
Right,
And
I,
I'm going-
you
and
know
I-
I'm good
and
for
I'm
it.
going with my wife.
For what?
Aladdin.
Don't say Avengers.
Aladdin. Lion King.
No, I'm already going to see that with my cousin.
All these movies, I'm sending a single
Lion
text.
King,
And I'm
listen,
going, I
me and
can't
my
wait
cousin-
for. I can't wait for people. Seating
Guys,
arrangements.
we're
this and that.
getting off topic.
Hold on. For the record, Aladdin, yes. Bad Boys 3.
Or anybody.
So hey, so audience, thank you very much for watching episode 6. I hope you enjoyed this as much as we did.
Marcus, Mike Lowry.
Martin Lawrence,
Marcus is his name.
Mike Jones. No, I understand his name. I'm not giving you the Marcus title. Mike Jones. Definitely never gonna be Lowry.
Mike Jones.
If first of all, if you're gonna say Lowry, say it Lowry.
Mike.
Who the is that guy?
So
He's no
thank you
longer
very
the
much. We'll be back next week with more great content for you.
Best
Thank you very much. Have a great night.
Padres. Whoop whoop.
Cheers up, gentlemen.
To what?
Oh wait, no, I'm one.
Long live your idols, may they never be your rivals. M was like Jesus, and J wrote the Bible. And what you're about to hear are some thoughts from within. Yeah, this J.